to this country, I went to school. I graduated. I had a job. And guess what? I'm still working. But now, as I was working, I realized that I was having two jobs because I used to do 9 to 5 during the day and work as a healthcare provider because one job is not, it's nothing. I want to be able to, in fact, I want to retire, right? So I need money to be able to save. But I realized that when I started working, I wasn't saving enough. So I needed a second job so that I can be able to save. So as the years kept going by, life became something, I have to take a family back home and all of that. At that time, I was still alone. In fact, I didn't have kids. So I knew that, now that I'm single, I have a good job, stuff, I can easily save money. But the truth be told, in fact, after 5 years, I couldn't show that I have been able to save $20,000 because I was living hand to mouth. I was just living from one paycheck to the other, but I had two jobs. And you know how in Canada is with two jobs, the more you work, the less you earn, especially if you're single. So I realized that I was instead, working for people. And then guess what? I had a family. I have two kids now. COVID came, and now we find ourselves that we're in an era where everything is online. Now, remember, back then, when you were earning, life was not too expensive like it is today. So what I was earning back then, trust me, my earnings today has not had a jump. Maybe it's like $2 extra on my paycheck. So I'm still in that range where I'm still just earning I'm still living on paycheck to paycheck. But now guess what? I have two kids. I said to myself, you know what? Michelle, how are you gonna survive? How are you gonna go about all of these things? Now you have a family. Now you have kids. You have to invest. You have to be able to, make more money, earn more money, save for your children in case of tomorrow, right? So I started thinking, I saw this opportunity 3 years ago. I didn't start the opportunity because I was scared. I was scared of the online space. I thought, online is not my place to go to. I just like to be in my comfort, zone, just go to my work, come back in peace, and I'm fine. But with family now, it's tiring. I don't have time to rest. I go to work, come back. I have to spend time with kids. When do I even sleep? I don't even have 8 hours sleep. So I'm up here and there, up here, there. So I said to myself, no, I don't want this anymore for myself. So 3 years ago, I didn't start this opportunity. Then the people who I saw around me who had started this opportunity were cashing out. I kept watching them on the online space. And then every day I'll find myself scrolling on social media, enjoying content that people are creating. People are creating their content. I'm enjoying it, but I'm staying broke while their accounts are, piling. Then it dawned on me and I said to myself, Michelle, if you keep doing this for the next 5 years, you'll still be in that same spot if you don't take action. Then I said to myself, no more. 2025, I need to start, whether I like it or not. I said now to myself, you know what, Michelle, it's time for you to start. I decided now to start this business in May 2025. And I started this business. And I became an online digital business. When you start something, you're so excited. When you start something, you want to share with your family and friends, and you have people discouraging you about it. I was one of those people. I said to myself, Michelle, it took you 3 years to make that decision. Those 3 years that it took you, you've still been in the same spot. You better keep all those noises that you're hearing and focus on what your goal is. So my goal of starting this business was because I wanted time to spend with my kids. I don't want the daycare to raise my kids. I want to be able to retire early. I want to live that freedom, that flexibility. I want to be my own boss. Now, remember, I have a 9 to 5, but this is my plan B. A plan B that any income that comes in, I'm going to use it to invest, because to create wealth, you need investment. So that is how I went about to start this business, because I was looking for a plan B. And the good thing about this business that made me feel comfortable. Yes, I was skeptical because it's online. We have a lot of scams and everything, right? And I said to myself, Michelle, if you don't risk it, you will never know. So I had to risk it. I said to myself, you know what? I'll still, go ahead and do it. And when I realized that the business is legit, it's a registered business, that at the end of the year, going to get a tax form. I said, oh, you know what? There's no turning back. This is the business I've been looking for years. This is the business that I know is going to change my life. This is the business I know is going to give me that early retirement. This is the business I know is going to change my family situation. My dear brothers and sisters, that was the reason why I had to start this online business, because my paycheck, I was tired of living paycheck to paycheck. When I looked at how many years I've worked and I wasn't able to boast for $20,000 in my account, I said, no, I need to do something about it. Because if I've worked for how many years, I can't boast for, I mean, we talk about $10,000, $15,000, because I'm living hand to mouth. I can't even boast of a savings of that amount. Then I had to do something. And that's when I took that leap of faith and started this business. And so far, apart from the fact that I've been earning extra income, I have learned, I've become confident, I've had that bonus. I used to be that person who did not have it. But now this business has given me much more. And I'm learning in the process. And that's what I love about this business, is that it gives you another boast that you yourself, you didn't even know that you had in you. But now I'm a proud online digital business owner, working from the comfort of my home, even still having my 9 to 5. So it's important for us to have a plan B. A plan B, I tell people, it's not a sign of weakness, but it's a sign that you're smart. Because remember, job security, job does not have a security, it's not secured, right? Today you might have a job, tomorrow you might not have one. But yes, you need a job to survive. You need a job to live. You need a job, right? To be able to invest and prepare for the future. So I'm not saying that you should quit your 9 to 5, but have your 9 to 5 and have a plan B. A plan B that will bring extra income. A plan B that will help you to retire early. Whatever your plans and your goals are in life, a plan B will help you achieve that. So I'm going to give the floor to my sister, Asina, and she's going to tell you her story. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so very happy to be live today. And we are here to share this opportunity. This is my story. And this is the reason why I started and decided to do this amazing digital business opportunity that I will never regret. Never even a single day. I remember the first time, as an immigrant, we come here in these diaspora countries, we have that value, we have that mindset to say that education is the key to success. Why education is the key to success? Because you know that when you start working, when you finish your studies, once you finish your study, what will happen is that you're gonna be free, because you have you finish your studies, you have your documents, and then you're gonna be in your office relaxing, but that wasn't the case. So I came with those values here in Canada, thinking that that's how it's gonna be, but the reality wasn't the same, guys. You come here, and I was able to do the program that I was doing, and then what discouraged me, because I faced unfair treatment, whereby instead of doing a 2-year program, I found myself doing 3.5-year program, right? That discouraged me so much, but I didn't give up. I kept doing that program until when I was able to finish. Now, let's come to 9 to 5. When I started working, you find so many things at workplace: toxic environment, co-workers. My people, imagine what I was expecting wasn't the case. Why? Because I was knowing that once you have your document, it's easy for you to get a job. Before even I start doing that 9 to 5, just to get a job, my dear, it could take me 3-4 months for you to get that 9 to 5. Sometimes even you call, they'll tell you, now, you know what? We need a 1-year experience. We need a maybe 6-month experience. We need maybe 2 years experience. And then you find yourself like, 2 years experience, because that experience, we only get that experience is when you go to start that work. That's when you get experience. You cannot get an experience out of nowhere, right? You need first to get that document, to start working, then you get the experience. So after that, I start wondering, why am I not it took me long. Can you imagine, guys? You are alone, you need all those bills are waiting for you. First of all, in this diaspora country, you can have 9 to 5, but still it's not enough. Bills are piling up. And then at the end of the day, I say, what is it? I'm not able to see this job. What is it? So it was so tough. So what happened is that the only solution was for me to go and get that credit card, because I don't have 9 to 5 for a long time. I need to get a credit card so that I can live, right? I need to pay my apartment where I live, everything, So that's what happened. Remember, when you go to get that credit card, it's accumulating. Imagine you are doing 3 to 4 months without 9 to 5. They are accumulating. So what will happen at the end of the day? You accumulate those credits, so you find yourself that, my goodness, things are not really working. At the end of the day, after maybe for 3 months, I got that job, I got that 9 to 5. When I got that 9 to 5, you are expecting that you get 9 to 5, then you can do your stuff, right? You can be able to pay your bills, you can be able to do everything. But can you imagine now, you will find yourself using that 9 to 5 paycheck to pay your bills? Hey guys, it was so hard, right? So I started using to pay bills. You are starting, it's not even to pay credit card, and you are paying interest. Imagine yourself, you find yourself that, okay, this is what I'm doing. It is 2 years, 3 years, you are paying that credit card, but you realize that you were only paying interest, not even a single step that you got there. That's why I started thinking. I said, no, I went to school, but it's not the stability that I was looking, right? You find yourself co-work. Imagine you are working, and then any day they can fire you. Any day they can fire you. If today you say that you are sick, or maybe something happened, my sister, anything, they will just call you, without even a reason. Sometimes you even ask yourself, like, what have I done? What have I done? Nothing. They will fire you, any reason. So you start living in those anxiety. Then you, like, sometimes there even you. I found myself that you are living, even if you get that 9 to 5, you are scared. You are living in the anxiety, because okay, tomorrow or today they will fire me. Tomorrow, today, because you already that 3 months without doing 9 to 5, then you find it, but you are living in the anxieties, because when you don't have that 9 to 5, you will go again to the bank and get that credit card, right? What will you do? Because you cannot just go to somebody and say, can you please give me $2 or give me 500? You cannot. He will tell you, go back to your bank. So that's why I'm telling you, I started thinking and say, no, there's something that I need to do. Because imagine you are doing your study and fair treatment, you go to work, you find that toxic environment, co-workers, sometimes even stress from patient. Sometimes you find yourself that working overtime, right? It was so tough. Then I remember there was a day that I lost that 9 to 5 because I was sick. I remember I was very, very sick, to the point where I barely able to breathe. But I went and take that phone number, call and say, I'm not feeling well. I need to go to rest. At least I feel better, because I was feeling that dizzy and I want to rest. But the next day I lost that 9 to 5. Why? Because I was sick. That's why I say, no, we need something else that we need to change. We need something. And we know, as Africans, what we believe, that we need to support our family member back home. Yes, of course, we are here in diaspora. Everybody live his own life. Your life is your life. But our values, our culture, we live in a family, we live in a society. You have family back home that are depending on you. They need help. You need to help. That's why we grew up. We need to help our families. We grew up with that mentality that I'm growing up, I will help my family, because that's how we have been raised. That's how our culture. So I grew up with those values and say that, yes, I have my family, right? That's what I started thinking and say, no, I need something else. I need some. That's why I always say, guys, the student, you are a student. This is not an excuse. Start it right now, right? So when I thought about all that, I said, no, no, no. No, no, no. What I have to do is to take action. I started looking for something, researching. And before I even started researching, guys, guess what? I started a traditional business. I started a traditional business whereby I knew when I started this traditional business, I'll start selling my own product, do everything. But it wasn't easy. When you do a traditional business, you need to get support from your family member, from your friend. And sometimes they will come and take products for credit. They won't take it, they won't take it cash. It's credit. They will tell you, you know what? We take this, we're gonna give you after 1 week. Now, can you guess what will happen? After 1 week, you go, can I get my money back because you took my credit? You know, the paycheck isn't enough. I was thinking that maybe I could pay you, you know. How can you grow? How can you grow? That's why you find yourself that you are not growing up, you are going down and down and down. That's why, guys, I started looking for this opportunity. God helped me. I started this business. And since I started, I am not regretting. I am not regretting. I was so very happy because I'm able to get 500 extra, 800 extra that I can add up to that 9 to 5. And I'm not even scared. If I lost it, I know that I have my own digital business, guys. So that's why I'm here to encourage my African people. Whether you're an immigrant, you are a student, whether you are a mother, do not stop to do this digital business. Do not try to give yourself excuses. But once you give yourself excuse, you won't go anywhere. You will find yourself in that situation. That's why we find some of us, they are still paying those credit card. They will pay interest until the end of the year, and you will never find a solution. So come and check this out, this opportunity. Then you thanks me later.
Amazing, 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 amazing. Thank you very much, my sister. Thank you. You guys, you've heard her story. She lost her 9 to 5. That's to tell you that what? Security is important. Have your 9 to 5, but still have a plan B. Still have other streams of income so that today, if you don't have that job, you can have something to fall back to. So I'm going to go ahead and give the room to our sister Pam, and she's going to tell you her story. Go ahead, Pam. Meet you. Yeah.
Hi everyone. Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, good evening from wherever you are joining us. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. I think us as immigrants, we all have one thing in common, especially when we have moved abroad. There's this deep sense of, being comfortable and not being comfortable. There are so many people who move abroad and they're like, okay, you know what? Me, I'm comfortable. And then there are some people who say, me, I'm not comfortable. So I'm just one of those people. So I'm a mom of 3 all the way from Canada. I'm a Zimbabwean by birth, and my husband is Nigerian. And together with our 2 kids, when we landed in Canada, the minute you arrive, you just know that, you know what, it's paycheck to paycheck from here. You need to make sure that both of you are even working, really, because one paycheck is not enough. And because I had small young kids, my husband saw a need for another business that I can do from home. So even though I'm an entrepreneur, I came here as a hairstylist. So I was always like trying to look for clients from home, do makeup from home, but it was really not enough. And along the way, I also added my streams of income. I have my own hair care line, which is organic, my skincare line as well, which is organic, doing t-shirt printing business, digital marketing, all those things. I was trying to just help my husband because he was taking the heat, right? He's the father. He's like, okay, we just want our kids to be raised at home. Not to just be in daycare. Of course, it's good to be in daycare, but I mean, we know what's happening up here. If you don't have time to train your own kids, somebody else is going to train them in the wrong way. So that is really why. And so one day he was just on Facebook and he found an ad about this business and he was excited about it. He came to tell me and immediately I dismissed it. I'm like, no ways, it's a scam. You are a Nigerian, you should know better that these businesses, these people are looking for money. So I tried to discourage him. But anyway, we ended up watching a workshop, which was like 90 minutes, and the rest is history. when we came inside the community, oh my goodness, we were so blown away. I never knew. You know, sometimes ignorance is a fool. Ignorance is a thief of joy. When you don't know something, you just end up saying things you don't know. Oh, this thing is a scam, but you have never tried it. You don't even, you are not even there. There's no way they're telling you this is a Ponzi scam. Even if, of course, people are losing money in Ponzi scam. They've already told you that, okay, when you watch the workshop, when you finish, you're going to pay your $99. That time it was $99. You're going to pay your $99. And then you get a refund within 30 days if you don't want to do it. Guess what, guys? The time that my husband paid that $99, I was clapping my hands in my heart like he has lost his money because this man doesn't want to listen, right? I was like, if he loses this money, I'll tell him into his face that I told you so. But today I'm the one laughing to the bank, guys. Just because of one decision. He saw an opportunity and he grabbed it. If I'm the one who saw the opportunity, guys, I would have scrolled. I would have scrolled past because that is something that I never knew that people are making money online. I never knew people are building businesses online. Now think of it. COVID hit. People were making money online. Millionaires were made online. People were busy shopping up and down because they cannot do anything, right? So millionaires, they were made at that time. So sometimes it's just like you need education to understand that, oh, okay, so this thing is happening, to open your mind. So that is how I started. But really, what really pushed me, especially this year, to forge on this business is because, one, age is catching up, guys. The strength that I had 5 years ago or 10 years ago, it's not the same. And I have to start thinking, in the next 5 years, if I don't do this, where will I be? Right? All of my businesses, I need to be present. I need to be strong enough. I need to be there to ship this, talk to customers, do this, do that. But the day that I say I'm going to take a vacation with my family, even if to take a vacation, you'll be scared because when you come back, you have gone for a vacation to spend money and you're coming back to bills. Now, if you have not been working, how are you going to pay the bills? So that's my business. If I'm not here, I cannot make the money. I have clients who call me for services. If I'm not here, nobody's going to call me for a service that I did not give, right? So it's one of the things that even made me even think more like, okay, age is catching up, but still, I don't have that freedom to say I can literally take, a vacation and make money, come back, not to bills, but I've made money where I'm going. I cannot walk around with my products. I cannot advertise my business anywhere. I'm at a hotel. I'm saying, oh, come and buy this. I'm selling this, right? And my kids are growing. 10 years ago, Canada may have been so different when it comes to job opportunities, the migration. But over these last few years, our migration has gone so high. Imagine we have refugees, right? People coming from Africa. We have people coming from war zone countries. We have people who are coming here on a student visa. When they come here, they stay. After they finish school, they want to work, right? You have people who are coming here on skilled workers, right? We have Canadians themselves who are here. And guess what they are doing? They are looking for work. Before, when you first came here, like it's been 8 years, we used to just see like, oh, okay, during the summer, kids like 16-year-old, they can easily go and get, summer jobs in all these Tim Hortons, McDonald's. Not anymore. So I had to start thinking, like, I have to think of my kids too. My oldest son is like 13 right now. So of course, very soon you also want to start doing something, but where is the job? If us of this generation, we are already crying in 2025, 2024, people have started crying. Go in social media, go everywhere. Just the search about Canada work or whatsoever, employment, it has gone down. So it's something that I had to think deep, like, you are not doing yourself a favor if you don't forge on this business. because it has already started paying you. It can only get better. Even though it's not a get rich quick scheme, but I know I have a business that is going to shield my whole family. The business that we are building, that we are going to celebrate later and say, okay, you know what? We did this business and now we are eating the fruits of our labor. That is what. So there are so many things that, you know, sometimes you sit down and think, put yourself in that shoe. You know, people who pay for insurance. Here in Canada, we know that insurance is by force, by fire. If it's for car, you need to pay for it, whether you like it or not. You cannot say, oh, me, I drive very well. I can never have an accident. They don't care. You need to have it. Somebody can come behind you and hit you, right? So it's a must. It's mandatory before you go on the road, have that insurance. So it's the same thing with our business, whether we like it or not. One day you may lose your job. What are you going to do? You can start getting sick and not being able to go to your job. What are you going to do? Your plan A can just disappear from your face. What are you going to do? I was talking to one lady the other time, and I was asking her if she sees herself, you know, working until she's like 70s or 80s. She said yes. She's like, as long as I still have the strength, I'll do it. And I'm like, wow. The mentality of some people not knowing that your age is catching up. How do you expect to be working 9 to 5 in your 70s, in your 80s? But guess what? A lot of people here, even Canadians, right? A lot of them, I've seen old people, they're still running for bus to go to 9 to 5. I've seen old people come in their old age. When you had 1 year warranty for our place, I remember one old man who came and I said to him, are you not supposed to be retired? He said, yeah, I'm supposed to be retired. And I asked him, so why are you still working? He's like, the money for retirement is not enough. And my wife is not working anymore because of health challenges. So I need to keep up for both of us. Can you imagine? These people have been working for years. And still, whatever they've been working for is not enough. These are Canadians who started working maybe in their 20s or 16 or 17. But their money for retirement is not enough. So I had to start thinking like, oh my goodness, imagine these are Canadians. What about us immigrants? We came here in our 30s, 40s, 50s. How are we going to save up money for retirement? Is it the 9 to 5 paycheck to paycheck? That paycheck to paycheck, that when you get it, it's already finished. All the calculations you have already done in your head is gone. So all these things, they did not make me sleep. And I decided, you know what? Let's do this. And it's amazing. As soon as we'll be talking about how it's changing a lot of people in our community, you guys need to stay tuned. So this is just one of my stories. Another thing is I also want to retire my husband because he has been carrying this load, you know, for years, being here, making me just stay home or whatever you can bring to the table. Just, you know, there's nothing like you need to bring this 5,000 every month. No, he makes sure he carries everything. And back home, he had his own business, right? But he put himself here for his kids to be comfortable, for his family to be comfortable. If today he say he wants to go back and continue or build his business back, it does not take him even a month, right? So this is something else as well. Or another thing, you know, so many parents here, for them to make ends meet, a husband has to be working this time, the wife has to work this time. And I've seen it in so many families whereby maybe the husband is working night shift, the wife is working day shift. And I'm like, how does this balance? You know, how does this balance? And then the kids are left to suffer, right? All because we just want to pay bills. So there's just a lot of different things. Like if I have to sit down, maybe I have to write a book or of different reasons why this business is really good and is doing good for us. And it's the best decision, right? So it's not like all of us, we don't have jobs already. We did have, or we do have, we're still going to 9 to 5. We are still running our brick and mortar business. But this is my retirement plan. And my retirement plan will not be in the 60s, right? It will be within 5 years, within 10 years, I'm retiring my husband. We are going to be going everywhere for vacation because that's the freedom that I want. I don't want to be hold on to a certain, Paul to say this is the time you need to come or whatsoever. You cannot go for a holiday or all those things. So, guys, you just stay tuned. So this is just part of my story, guys.
I mean, amazing, amazing. Thank you very much, sis. Thank you very much. Yeah, you just heard from my sister. She's given so many reasons why she decided to start this business. Now you might be wondering and you be asking yourself, what is this business you guys are talking about? What is this business that you guys are saying that, oh, without this business, I lost my job and I started this business? You might be wondering. Now, this is it, and I'm going to be explaining to you what this business is all about. So we are talking about an online digital business where you become an affiliate marketer, right? Now, we are affiliate marketers where we affiliate ourselves that with companies that produce. Sorry, let me just mute my sister a little bit. So we affiliate ourselves with companies that have products and services. And what do? We are simply the middle people who refer people to this company and we get commissions. Now, the two ways in which you can, earn in this business. You can either earn through direct selling or you can earn through indirect selling. Now, we all choose the indirect selling. The reason why we didn't want direct selling is because we don't want to be, stressing about inventory. We didn't want to be worried about, okay, me coming online here to advertise products and stuff. We don't want to deal with all of that. So we decided to do the indirect marketing, the indirect selling, where we only advertise the opportunity to people who are looking to start a business without stressing. If you're someone who is there who wants to start a business, but you don't want to worry about technology, you don't want to worry about the stocks, you don't want to worry about sourcing, products, you don't want to worry about delivery, shipping, you don't want to worry about all of that. You want the company to take care of it, then this is the opportunity for you, because we did not want all of that. So we said we want a company that has already done the 80% of the job, right? And we are doing the 20%, which our 20% is simply what? Advertising this business to people, talking to people about this opportunity, right? Through what? Through social media. Now we are using social media to advertise this business. The good thing about this business is that what? Now, this business, you're going to learn because they're going to teach you, right? They're going to teach you how to use social media, how you can leverage social media to advertise the opportunity. Now, they're going to teach you how to run ads. A lot of people will say, oh, I don't want to go live to be talking every single day. This business is for you because this business doesn't warrant you to be going live every single day. This business has strategies. This business, you simply just what? Do a video and run your ads. This video is gonna reach thousands of people. This video is gonna reach people in different countries, in different parts of the world, based on what you're targeting. Now, they're gonna teach you how to target people like you, people who are looking for opportunities. You might be sitting and wondering that, okay, are they